It's the NFL on EA Sports.
And we've got C.J. Stroud.
He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Texans and the Bills. Next on Madden Football.
On a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Bills, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got...
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Well, the Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
Into the air right away is Allen. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete. Well, CD, you see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and these guys, they've been hearing the mantra, next man up, since their Friday night light games in high school. It's 3 simple words, but they're absolutely perfect to use, and everyone has adopted them. Next guy up, do your best.
And all the way down to the 10-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 58 yards.
No question about it. They're going to test the secondary. They come out throwing from the start. An incomplete pass on first down, and then bam! They hit a big one early in the game. This approach sometimes can open up stuff underneath, but other times it can open up the floodgates too.
On the ground, here's the 4th-round pick from April's draft. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. Now this time, Allen will throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, they took the shot, didn't get it. There's definitely a difference here because they had a chance to get 7, maybe 8 if they pushed it. Instead, they'll likely settle for 3.
Yeah, opening drive, holding him to 3. Psychologically, maybe a win for the defense. The kick by Bass is good. And the Bills' opening drive yields 3. Had just the 1 big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, 1 big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed them to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
Texans offense heading out behind their quarterback in his 2nd season. Last year's Offensive Rookie of the Year, C.J. Stroud.
And while he won't admit it because his team lost the game, he had some fun in the last one.
He threw for over 400 yards.
I mean, there's no getting around it. As a QB, yeah, okay. We lost the game, but boy, that felt good flinging it around. Now he's got to figure out how to do the exact same thing, yet turn it into a win.
Swings this one out wide for Pierce. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 31-yard
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Stroud looking to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A first down and then some. 36 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Another one caught by Collins. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it.
Still second down.
2nd and 2 now. The penalty leaves them in pretty good shape. Here's Stroud. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Facing 2nd and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards he needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
That is incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing now is Stroud. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well. Didn't happen there, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
Each team with a possession, each team with a field goal as the kick is away. And running with power here. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now Allen. Into the hands of the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down. Coleman, the man in motion left. Allen off the play fake. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
To throw, it's Allen. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. You look at the defense for these Texans. They are the 22nd ranked unit against the run in the NFL.
Well, there wasn't anything wrong with them on that play, was there? Able to make a nice stop, held them to no gain. The key to their defense, though, is exactly what the defensive coordinator told you and I. They've got to be consistent.
That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And Stroud now to throw. And this one's incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hopefully they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
Stroud to throw it. To Pierce, they set up the screen. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
Hamler now on the return. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So as they talk it over, we step aside. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bills have taken the lead. And they just ran the fly route there, didn't they?
You broke it down perfectly. He ends up catching that one and taking it all the way into the end zone.
Well, thanks. It was pretty simple to break down, though. I mean, that's just a guy going, running on the go route, making a play.
Speed,
Kills.
speed, speed. And what does it do?
It kills.
There you go.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Now Stroud. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to...
And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Ed Oliver, that time, the one to get in there and bring him down.
Oliver with the sack, and he really came into his own a season ago, recording a career-high 9.5 sacks, playing at a level that the Buffalo Bills envisioned when they made him a 1st-round pick.
Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And they'll accept that penalty.
Still 3rd down.
And they still need 6 yards here on 3rd down after the penalty. Stroud. And that is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. Returning it, here's Hamler. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. The Bills offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he's had an early impact on the game. Sensational so far. And they'll likely be looking to find more ways to get him involved. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. On play action, Allen got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 35-yard line. It's Davis on the counter. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It was Danielle Hunter to make the play in the backfield.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
To the air, Allen. Looking on the out route, he finds Shakir. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Allen going to throw. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to make it 4th down. The kick by Bass is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. Well, good start for him in this one here, the first quarter, and he's now 2 for 2 on field goals.
And I know while the offensive coaches are telling their guys, hey, let's leave the kicker out of it unless it's an extra point, this could pay dividends if this game is tight down the stretch. His confidence is going to be sky high if they need him for a big-time kick.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Houston's offense taking over again. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
I tell you what, when you're down on the scoreboard, you've got to look to your stars, and that's what they do here to start the drive. I wouldn't be surprised if they looked his way a few more times in short order. That one, well designed, and it's a quick 1st down.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 16 more on that one and another 1st down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
At the 40-yard line.
Pierce takes it straight ahead. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. He might be being set up here for a busy ball game. Already 2 kicks here in the first quarter, and he's knocked both through the posts.
And for now, you know they'll be happy getting those 3 points, but what they really want is to find a way for him to kick extra points instead of field goals.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bills going to take over again on offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Christian Harris. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, There's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw or maybe the ball's tipped or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
First and 10, it's Pierce. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
Automatic first down.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's first and 10. A shotgun snap to Stroud. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2. After one, it's 13-6. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football. Second and 2, first down marker at the 5-yard line. Looking to throw. Stroud. Touchdown! Nico Collins. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that will tie things up at 13. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it was Nico Collins who finished it off with a touchdown reception. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And here come the Bills. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Allen. Shakir hauls it in. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. The offense on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing now is Allen. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Texans will take over. The football going back over now to the Houston Texans. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Stroud working out of the gun. And this will be caught by Brown. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
3rd and 14.
Back to throw. Stroud. And he fires one, but incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Now Allen. Quick hitter here, it's complete. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 6. 1st down, Bills.
Here's Allen to throw it. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. Now Allen again. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Here's Allen. Throw left side to Kincaid. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 40. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Allen now looks to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Now flags will come in. One of the Bills got going a little early. The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9. Allen to throw once more. Another catch for Valdez-Scantling. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd down.
Davis, he'll try to run for it. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
And the Bills' 1st down.
The tight end in motion right. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And it's incomplete.
So many offense want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
From the gun, a give to Davis. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now Allen. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. So on 4th down, off goes Allen. On comes Tyler Bass for the Buffalo field goal. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. The kick by Bass is good, and the Bills have come back to regain the lead. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now out comes Houston. They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 43 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They go again with Pierce. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Texans at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Stroud. And that is incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. The Bills offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. On play action, Allen. And just shedding him off there. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Coleman, the man in motion left. From midfield, here's Allen. Throw left side complete. That's Coleman. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down. Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Davis. To the 36-yard line, stop there.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
To throw, it's Allen. Has his man, it's Shakir. The Bills on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. And that flag accepted.
Automatic first down.
Here's a 1st and 10 now after they successfully drew him off sides. Looking to throw. Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
They go back to the ground now with Davis. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
But they've certainly not shied away from throwing the footballs. They've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, with that last one earning them a new set of downs.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Davis sidestepping his way into the end zone. It's a touchdown. Well, wherever he is on the field, he is certainly slippery with a football in his hands, and he proved it right there.
And normally moves like that aren't supposed to work this deep in the red zone because there's not enough space. Normally way more effective when you're working out in the open field. But here, incredible shiftiness, excellent contact balance, and he works his way into the end zone.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Texans 13.
So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Stroud looking to throw. That's complete. It's Collins. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Throwing now is Stroud. Over the middle here to Brown. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Stroud out of the gun here. Short throw into the hands of Jordan. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play action. Here's Stroud. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Got a man. It's Brown. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Here goes Stroud again. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 13-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. Now Stroud as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This from 32 yards away. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it.
We'll start up at TIAA Bank Stadium in Jacksonville,
where it was the Jaguars who pick up the win at home. Trevor Lawrence, terrific in the victory, as his guys upped their mark to 4-1 now. From there, we head a little further north up to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Tampa Bay Bucks. John Wolford, a touchdown pass in the victory. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City, see what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And it was the visiting Carolina Panthers who were victorious in that one.
Jonathan Brooks.
Over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run.
It was a solid first half of football for running back Ray Davis. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this third quarter.
Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went in at the half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
Being chased out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. A 3rd and long. You knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Bills offense and their quarterback ready to go once more.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory.
A 3-yard gain on the play brings up third down.
To the air, Allen. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
The Texans back out there and ready to go. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud.
And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Ed Oliver picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Stroud to throw it. This one taken in by Stover.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
And Stroud now to throw.
And Diggs has it. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. So here are the Bills to take over. They were losers a week ago to Baltimore, but they lead things here as they start 1st and 10. Allen.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Up the middle to Davis. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Coleman, the man in motion right. Now Allen. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the 1st. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and he did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Stroud. He's got his man. It's Pierce.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
13 yards on the play. That's good for the Texans. 1st down.
Here's Stroud. He's got this complete to Stover, the tight end.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd down and 6.
Operating from the gun. Stroud.
Got a man. It's Collins, complete.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
And the Texans, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
The throwing again is Stroud.
He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st.
And with C.J. Stroud on a rookie deal, the Texans decided to go all in this offseason, picking up perennial Pro Bowl receiver Stephon Diggs. And now with him in the mix, Houston hopes he can be the piece that can take this offense over the top come playoff time.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Throw right side, taken in by Collins.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 28-yard line.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. And an encroachment penalty here will cost them 5 yards.
And it makes it so simple, doesn't it? An easy free 5 yards for the offense given to them by the defense.
They'll look to throw again. Touchdown, Texans!
Nico Collins
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Texans are an extra point away from evening this one up.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air. Because right now, we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
Hey, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that will tie our game here in the third.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. Motion man is Shakir.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
Coleman, the man in motion left. Here's Allen to throw it.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over.
The Texans offense and C.J. Stroud getting ready for this next drive. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Play action. Stroud now.
He'll buy some time right. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 46-yard line.
Pierce gets this one running right.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
And that, Charles, you'd have to think a pretty avoidable mistake.
You're exactly right about that, partner, because it all comes down to covering up the football. Look, turnovers are going to happen. They're inevitable. But in a tie game in the third quarter, those turnovers can change the tide of the ball game. And now it's up to their defense to try and bail them out. Got to take care of the rock.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Stroud.
20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Over the middle, complete. That's Pierce. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. So not quite a first and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 4-yard line.
Stroud looking to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Again, it's Stroud. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Bills are going to get the football back. They'll try to get the run game going. Here's Davis. Now he's loose at the 40. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. 39 yards there, a big one. If they're going to try to complete this comeback, they need more runs like that from him because until that point, he's been virtually shut down.
And based on where they are right now in this game, you would expect the ball to be in the air. But his ability to break off those types of runs, you can get big chunk plays on the ground as well, and he just provided one.
Still first down.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Allen now looks to throw. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
And that will be incomplete as well. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time, but you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence, not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
That is caught, and he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Throwing now is Stroud.
And that is incomplete.
Damian Pierce, the intended target.
And it's 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Stroud will look to throw once more.
Short throw into the hands of Jordan. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Three quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Give to Pierce now on the option. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Stroud working out of the gun. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 20.
Now Stroud. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. And they'll begin by running the option. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. He'll go up top here for Hamler. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That would have been a nice one to hit on in a tie game. You start to think that one big play, maybe the next big play, could turn out to be the game winner. They took the big shot, but it winds up incomplete.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
A 1st down carry for Davis. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Coleman, the man in motion left. Throwing now is Allen. This is Coleman with a grab. Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So 3rd down, but you got to think they'd like to get closer, even in a dome with good kicking conditions for a possible field goal. Inside give to Davis. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. 79 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
To the air, Allen. Finding Knox there, complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Allen and Knox teaming up there for Buffalo first down. Here's a give to Davis. He juked him. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A gain of 3, second down.
I would say that's what you call a whole lot for a little, huh?
When you bust that move out of the bag, you hope for more than 4 yards, but hey, 4 is what he got. Here's Allen. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. Now this drive, they're 2 for 2 on third down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Bills have broken our tie and have taken a fourth-quarter lead.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. As Stroud now to throw. He'll complete this one to Collins. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. From the 38 now, here's second down and 1.
At the 38-yard line.
Stroud. Got him in. It's Brown. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Stroud to throw it. Open man is Jordan, the tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Pierce. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. From the 21, here's a 2nd and 4. Option play, and it's a handoff to Pierce. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That's another Texans first down. 1st and 10 at the 17.
And they'll go right back to Pierce. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Bills' 13-yard line.
Now a give right side. It's Jordan, and he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. So there the defense denies the rookie of his potential first career touchdown.
And his first NFL touchdown celebration. I wonder if he's thought about it, if he has something cooked up in his head as he worked on with his team, and think about the celebration back home when he finally scores his first touchdown.
You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. We'll see what he does.
Well said, sir. Well said.
Defensively, maybe a little too fired up there for a third down stop.
Remember in preseason when we were going to camps and watching people, they worked on this, right? In the heat of the summer, still did it anyway.
Now to change things up, Stroud will throw it
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense, but when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter, got to feel pretty good as a defense.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
3rd and goal, Stroud.
And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Fourth down, fourth quarter. Here's Stroud.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Nico Collins
from 6 yards away.
And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away.
Well, now how about this return?
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Now this offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Now flags will come in. One of the Bills got going a little early. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Allen going to throw.
Shakir hauls it in.
It'll go down as a gain of 6. And 3rd and 8 now.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible. Hope he's got man-to-man coverage. And hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. To throw, it's Allen.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And the slot man goes in motion left. Now Allen. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Now 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Now a handoff to Davis.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 95 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Allen.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive. but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. From the gun, it's Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be fourth down. The kick by Bass is good, and the Bills have taken the lead here in the fourth. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So Stroud and the Texans down by a field goal, 2:14 to play. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a first down. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Stroud out of the gun here. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Now 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 43-yard line.
Stroud.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Stroud to throw it.
And now another one thrown incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bills are going to get the football back. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually, you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Now they run the sweep as Allen just pops this forward.
And shedding through the tackle.
And he will have a Bills first down, and that should be that.
The Bills on their way to victory now as they take the knee. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Well, this ball game was close throughout. Remember, it was neck and neck at intermission, neck and neck at the end, but a great job to come in here in a tough environment, Charles, and get the victory.
Yeah, tough environment indeed. How about all the people we can hear shouting from their seats right below us, partner? They weren't real happy that their team didn't keep the home field. How about how these visitors came in, calm every step of the way, even with all the pressure, and found a way to get out of here with a win.
So for the Bills, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Houston, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.